Hello everyone, my name is Shiva Aravind. Today I'm again coming up with another video in the Fortinet web series. Let's get started. Today's topic is IPsec VPN configuration on FortiGate firewall. Things we will be covering today is IKE phase 1 configuration and phase 2 configuration, firewall policy creation, static route configuration, and other IPsec VPN commands and some status check commands. So let's see everything one by one. So the steps to configure IPsec VPN in FortiGate firewall. So there are two phases, phase 1 and phase 2, and firewall policy configuration and the static route creation. Let's see the flow diagram first. So there are two LAN networks here. So one end you can consider that as a Chennai and another one end is Bangalore. So for one of the ends I'm just using the internal interface as DMZ, so you can use any interface. Just for the explanation I'm using as it is, and for the WAN interface also I'm using the private IPs. IKE phase 1 configuration, config VPN IPsec phase 1 interface. Once you entered into the interface, you have to click edit and you can choose any of the tunnel name. So here I'm using tunnel 0 and set interface. This is a interface which is going out, so here I'm choosing it as a WAN 1 interface, and the peer type should be any, and the net devices should be disabled. So what the net device means is like it's a basically net device should be enabled on the dial-up tunnels over the route based VPN. So here it is not needed, so that's why we are not enabling it. By default it will be disabled, and peer detection we are choosing here as a disable, so it should be on demand, so depending upon the need. So we'll see what it is in the next slides. So the DH group I'm choosing 1, and the Nat-Traversal I'm disabling it here, and the remote gateway is a public interface, and the pre-shared key it should be similar for both the ends. And set DPD, so there are three modes are available: disable, on idle, on demand. So it's better to choose on demand. So what the deadbait detection is really means is like, so when you enable the deadbait detection, so what will happen is like, so it will be sending out an are you there message to the neighbors, so like, so the peer. So if it gets acknowledgement, that it will keep the tunnel alive. So if doesn't receive an acknowledgement from message from the peer, so it will wait for a certain time and it will terminate the connection, and it will be bringing the IPsec tunnel into down. So the next IPsec tunnel will be take precedence. So this is the main use of the deadbait detection. So you have to choose it wisely, and it should be similar for both the ends to have a proper communication between the IPsec peers. And set mode is like, we do have two modes, aggressive and main. So this is a pretty much long topic, we can cover it in the next video if it is needed. Next is the phase 2 configuration, config VPN IPsec phase 2 interface, edit tunnel 0. For the phase 1 and phase 2 you can use the same name, so it will be similar with respect to the phases, and you have to call the phase 1 interface, set phase 1 name, so you have to call that name, and the proposal will be the encryption and authentication which we are choosing it here, and the PFS we are choosing it is disabled here. We can enable it if it is needed, and the source subnet and the destination subnet, which we are, the source subnet is the local subnet and the destination is the remote ends local subnet. Let's see what PFS means is like. So PFS should be either enabled or disabled depending upon the need. So if you enable PFS, it's like a secure communication, it's a secure communication protocol, and it is used to protect the IPsec data. PFS, what it generally does is like, so it will be generating a Diffie-Hellman key for each phase 2 SS. Okay, so if let us suppose to say if any of the server's private key is compromised, only the particular session will be vulnerable, so not all the sessions. So that is the main benefit of the enabling PFS. So it should be enabled then and there, so for the both the ends, for the bidirectional communication, so it will be safer, so to not compromise all the sessions instead of compromising one session, so if it is vulnerable. So it's a best practice to do it. And when it comes to the encapsulation, so here we are using as a tunnel mode. By default it will be a tunnel mode, so if you want you can use transport mode as well. Let's configure the firewall policies. The name will be VPN out. It is going out, that's why I'm choosing it like that. So incoming interface will be DMZ, that's my internal, and outgoing interface will be the tunnel 0, that's a tunnel interface. And source, destination, schedule and services have keep it as all as of now for here. So you have, when you are in the working environments, you have to choose with respect to the LAN subnet, the destination, what are the needs, it should be specify, and the action should be accept. The inspection mode here I'm using flow based. There is some difference for the flow and proxy that we will be covering in upcoming videos, not here. The same way we will be configuring the reverse policy as well. So it's a bidirectional communication, so VPN in anything coming from the VPN interface. So incoming interface will be the tunnel 0 and the outgoing will be the DMZ, so it is coming inside. So the source, destination, so each and every other things will be similar as I told you earlier. Next thing we will be configuring the static route. So you have to go to config router static and you have to click edit one. So if you do not know how many values are available, how many routes are available, so you can, by default you can choose edit 0, so it will choose the next available number from the firewall itself. So here I'm using only one route, so I'm using edit 1. The destination will be the remote ends 1, so and then set device should be the tunnel interface. I'm choosing it here. These are the some status check commands. Get VPN IK gateway. So here you can see what is the IK version I'm using, so what is the interface it's choosing, and the address, and what is the destination address it is going. So you can see the UDP packet 500. So if you enable Nat-Traversal, it will be UDP 4500. So here it is 500, so you can choose it's a Nat-Traversal has been disabled here, and whether you can, it's a initiator or responder, those information will be available. So what is the PFS, what is the live second, so whether the connection, you can see the status is established means the connection has been established already. So if it is showing in connecting or something, still the IPsec is not connected, so you can consider that way. Some of the other commands is get VPN IPsec tunnel summary, so you can see how many tunnels are available and how many are up, and what are the if you see any error, what is a received and transmitted packet, you can see it here. And another command is diagnose VPN IK status summary, so you can see the essays, how many essays are created, so those kind of information will be available. And diagnose VPN IK status detailed, you can see the detailed information of the IK essays. These are the commands that we have seen today. So thanks for watching.